Hello, good morning, everyone. So we'll be starting the webinar in another 5 minutes. you to our new webinar of our current webinar series on AI transformation and consulting. So this time we are tackling a very different industry, a different domain. So I think it's kind of very interesting topic that we are going to look at. So it's streamlining legal operations with AI. So each and every industry, each and every corporate, each and every organization within local market has its own in-house legal teams. So when it comes to legal, I think AI is a kind of very like it's very dominating, and we can apply to any domain. But I think from all the webinars and from all the discussion points that we have brought up to this level, I think legal will have some sort of very different impact, and the very different traction will be there for this topic. So that being said, so within this webinar, so we are going to take you through a few points. So we'll be discussing about what are the reality pain points in in-house legal teams that every organization is facing at the moment, and how AI transformation can help legal teams to optimize their manual operations, and also what are some of these common legal use cases where AI can deliver value. And also we are going to show you some of these particular use cases where we can like where AI can be effectively applied to solve specific pain points. And also we are going to take you through our consultancy approach of how for you to give a proper understanding of where to start. So that being said, so from a deliverables perspective, I think I would like to hand over this topic to Mr. Enrico Collis, Director, Data and AI of ZILLIONe Technologies Private Limited. So Enrico, I would like you to take up the session or from here. So for all the audience, I would like you to explain them like what are the deliverables and what's the objective of this webinar and what they will be walking away with.
Great. So I'll just summarize from a business perspective what we are looking at today. So most people think, when we talk about AI in legal or AI for legal, it's about replacing lawyers and stuff like that. That is not what we really do. What we want to see is how we can actually get lawyers to do what they do best. Ensure that the company is protected, the people are protected, the cases move well, and so on, without doing all these repetitive works. The entire thing is how we can use AI to ensure like what your supervisor does before it goes to a review, how you can self-review your things, how you can do clause comparisons, how you can look at, the standard clauses that you have, are they in all the agreements that you sign, so that you have a kind of a everybody says that it should be kind of a very tightly knit kind of a agreement, but we feel when we go into courts and we see these things all happening, that what we said it's an airtight contract is not an airtight contract, and they go through so much of turbulence and has a lot of business impact. So that's the whole thing that we want to do. We want to bring AI to see that you have all those kind of things done before the first sale is done or the first contract is signed, so that actually you don't need to walk into courts, or even if you get to courts, it is not a problem. Everything is available in your contract. The second thing that we want to see is, okay, if it does go into kind of a litigation or whatever, and the case builds up over years, how do we do the case follow up and the legal work, how we retrieve information, how do we prepare for the next kind of case that we're going to, so how we can do it on long running cases and stuff like that. So those are the two use cases that we like to present, but there are like hundreds of use cases that Sonali will go through. But we want you to see like, okay, how easy it is to do those things using AI. And basically, everything that we do is at enterprise level. So no information will leave your tenant and stuff like that. And it's completely customized based on your own. We'll say on your NDA template, if there are a few clauses that need to come, it will be there on with regard to intellectual property, whatever that you have. So we are not telling you, this is the best way to do, but you bring your standard contracts, your best practices in, and then we will show you how these solutions work. So wait till the end of the session to see these two solutions. One is how we do the contract review. It's a lovely demo that we have. And then if it does go into litigation, how we can do, accessing all these details and preparing better when the case comes up next. So those are the kind of two things that we have. And with that, I will welcome Sonali back to take you through the session uh, into this webinar that we have for you today. And thanks for joining on time, and hope this session will be kind of an eye opener how we can use AI in the for legal teams in the corporate world. Thank you.
Awesome, very good. Thank you so much. I think well explained. So I hope that everyone has a kind of a better understanding of what are the what's the objective of this webinar and what are the things that you can take away right after this webinar. So since since Enrico mentioned about all these compliance approaches that we consider right beforehand, whatever the solution or whatever the approaches that we're going to discuss. So this slide sets the foundation for how we approach AI in legal. So it's always compliance first and technology comes second. So emphasizing that PDPA and governance are embedded from day one, not brought on later. And also AI is there to assist, but it never replaces legal judgment. So as Enrico mentioned, so all the data and solutions stays within your own tenant and there are no exceptions with that. And when it comes to guardrails and controls are always logged in before any tool is ever considered. So if you had a concern of ever being of your data being exposed, so we can assure that all your data and all your solutions will reside within your tenant. So with that being said, I'll move in to the main point of our discussion is what are the current pain points that in-house legal teams have. So we all know that when it comes to technology and when it comes to solutions, I think legal teams are more drawn into manual processes. We know that there are so many approval processes, there are so many routine works happening inside legal teams. So when it comes to routine work, right, we can see like small legal teams carry a disproportionate share of routine contract work. Like say they have to sign the NDAs, they have to review the vendor agreements, and there are different set of contracts, service level agreements. So there are different set of documents, and they have to get these things approved, and all these approval workflow is manual. Like it takes days and weeks to get a proper approval from the board level for you all to release it. So likewise, when it comes to compliance getting deprioritized, like when every contract passes through the same team, so we can see that the compliance work is getting pushed back to the queue, right? So those things are getting deprioritized. So some of the main priority tasks are getting deprioritized because we can see that the same thing, the same set of documents or the same set of information is being carried by the same set of team members, and which will increase organization risk and regulatory exposures. And when it comes to board level, we can see like group level council people, and there are different set of CXO level legal members are like ended up signing off different commercial deals, different agreements all the time. Like even a simple NDA goes to that level. So it will definitely start stalling the business velocity and it will create a single point of failure risk. So likewise, when it comes to all these manual things that you might wonder, like where we can't we just outsource this? Because outsourcing is kind of very expensive. So like outsourcing to external law firms is very expensive, and in some instances you might feel that it's kind of getting slow and it's very delayed. And in another pursuit, like hiring more in-house lawyers rarely get budgeted approval, and like leaving teams stretched thin and unable to keep up with the demand. So that being said, so moving into the last use case, like manual review create a risk? Yes, definitely it is. So like we can see like manual processes create so much of inconsistency and it will expose a risk. Like that being said, like miscloses can be there and there can be like version errors coming in several documents, agreements, contracts, and even when it comes to delayed turnarounds, that can be there. So these things will compound over time and will erode stakeholder confidence in the legal function. So because when it comes to legal, I think each and every process, each and every document or information should be supplied, should be provided to a specific department or to a specific stakeholder at a particular given time. So the timeline is very strict, and all the things should be happening in a strict time frame. So all these pain points, all the manual processes are there inside your in-house legal teams. So even though without realizing these things are already there in existing inside your teams, but with all our researchers, we have found out that these are some of the very common pain points that you have inside your teams. Now, discussing about the pain points, so you might wonder, okay, so we have this, of course, we do have these pain points. So how we can address this and what are the possible use cases that where AI can deliver value? So that's where I'm going to discuss in the next slide. So when it comes to use cases, you might think we can apply AI, we can use AI to address each and every manual process, each and every use case, but it's not. So depending on a priority, we can decide. So these are the set of priority use cases where it should be taken into consideration if you are planning to deliver these solutions using AI. Because from a business perspective, these processes, these set of use cases will have a highest impact on your business context. So you might think why we should bring AI to solve these manual processes or these specific use cases. Given in the slide, what you can see right now is where we try to showcase you that transforming your entire business processes, entire manual processes into AI will no longer be optional when it comes to efficiency and effectiveness standpoints. So the goal of ours is not to sell an AI tool. Like the goal of our team of ATC, like for AI transformation and consulting in ZILLIONe, is to help you understand and help you, like to guide you to make better decisions about AI and to act on them confidently. That being said, what we are trying to teach you, what we are trying to showcase you all is that whatever the manual process or whatever the use case that you all have, that what sort of a priority that should be given to each manual pain point or to each particular use case, given that it has the highest impact on your business context or in the business process. So transforming your manual processes will no longer be an optional idea. So I think up to this point, you all are very clear about why legal teams needs AI. So it's not about bringing like buying a specific solution. It can be either a contract lifecycle management or whatever the solution. So it's for you all to understand why do we need this and what's the problem that is going to solve. So that being said, these are some of the common legal use cases that we have come up with where we have identified that AI can deliver the exact value. So I'll just go through each one of these one by one in a very brief level. I'll start with contract triage and first power review. So as I mentioned in the previous slide, all in-house legal teams are used to manually review documents, like to check for the signatures, check for the dates, check for any missing clauses. So all these things will create inconsistencies across legal teams. So, but from us, we have come up with a specific solution which Enrico will take you through. So it will show you how how AI can be used to analyze these contracts, these NDAs, non-committant agreements, and where it will flag the missing areas in a specific document. Like say, it can be a clause, or it can be authorized signatory, or it can be either a date, or maybe some sort of a expiration clause or something. So all these things can be checked, can be reviewed without manual intervention. It's like with a minimal human intervention. And when it comes to the second point, it's a case knowledge retrieval. Yes, I know that when it comes to cases, legal teams are kind of very, buried with so much of legal cases. So this one, we will show you how you can use AI, a kind of a conversational AI solution where you can instantly access to all these cases, and you can retrieve information based on a particular legal case. And the next one is also similar one. There can be different legal and compliance policies that are existing in an organization, and maybe all the departments should have access to it. And there can be instances where different employees from different departments would reach to the legal teams, and well, like would ask about different set of about inquiries on different policies, legal policies. So for that also we can suggest you, like we can provide you with a conversation layer solution where they can simply just ask for about a particular policy, and it will retrieve all the information on that policy. So when it comes to NDA and vendor agreement processing, of course, yes. So all the three above use cases are doable. And when it comes to the fourth one, of course it is. So automated extraction, validation, and routing with human in loop approval. Yes, of course we can do it. We'll show you some of the solutions that we have in similarity to address these kind of use cases. And the final one is where I started right at the beginning. So the approval workflows, days, you are spending days and weeks to get a signature, to get a board level signature and release those agreements. So this entire approval workflows are where that creates this risk, and where it will increase the inconsistencies and inefficiencies inside in-house legal teams. So these are just a few use cases, but there can be other use cases where you might feel no. So these are almost okay, but we are having these kind of requirements. We do have these kind of pain points, and we do have these kind of use cases. So please feel free to raise your pain points to us. So we will guide you through how you all can use AI, utilize AI to address those pain points. So I think I'm certain that you all are clear of what's the current approach that we are trying to take in. So without wasting much more time, I'll just go into the next slide. So this is where we are going to show you some of our solutions that we have built for in-house legal teams within Sri Lankan corporates. So I would like to invite Enrico once back again. So he will guide you through, there are two demos that we are going to show you. So he will take you through the two use cases, and it will show you how effectively that you can use AI to solve a particular pain point, a particular use case within the in-house legal team. So Enrico, over to you.
Fantastic. So I hope the session was so far useful and you got some nice points. The chat option is open. If you have any questions, you can take it, and then we will try to answer them during the Q&A part. So this, before we walk into the demo, it's a screen recording of the demo that we have. So we are taking one particular legal document, which is an NDA. I think it's very easy even for non-legal teams who are here to go through that. So what the whole idea of this solution is that it will read the contract and extract the key causes, flag all the risks against some of the standard clauses and standard interpretations of what you mean by what should be there in the NDA. And then, of course, we were talking about human in the loop. So it is not that the AI will go and replace it. It will allow the human to review and sign off, accept or kind of skip that thing. For instance, we'll say at ZILLIONe, when we make software, IP is always belonging to ZILLIONe. So we need to have that as a clause. But then sometimes we work with clients who the IP will belong to the client their special agreement. So it'll always get flagged saying that, in this particular agreement, the IP sits with the client, and then the human can say, yes, that's how we have agreed for this, so we will skip this. So it's not that AI will enforce everything. If you want, we can do it that way, but we prefer it to be kind of human in the middle, and the human takes the tasks kind of in approving very seriously, but it is validated against the standard processes that we have. So you can be for a sales agreement, it could be a rental agreement, it could be an employment contract, it doesn't matter. All the types of legal documents you can have, the standard clauses that should be there, what kind of things should get flagged, what kind of risk levels, is it a medium, high, those kind of things, because you need to tackle first the, exposure that is highest, and then only you'll go for the medium and the low one. So all those kind of things have been taken into consideration when we are doing this solution. And the result is obviously it's extremely fast because you're not reading and reviewing. It is the AI that's doing, and it will kind of reduce all the inconsistencies almost into zero. And it will allow you as a legal team to do more complex and high risk, more strategic work with the spare time that this will result in. So without further ado, let me just quickly go on to the video. So this is a standard kind of a NDA that came in for review. We are keeping it extremely short so that you can go through it. Uh, this can be any long. It could be a 20 page, 50 page, it doesn't matter. And it could be anything else. So these are the kind of very simple clauses we have put. Obviously, all will say, okay, this is not exactly how the legal document looks like, but for simplicity, we have kept it. So in this interface, you upload. I'm sorry, I can't show you the uploaded screen. It's kind of a pop-up that comes, but you will see the document getting uploaded here. So that document is uploaded. And then we just go and say, check the document against the standards that we have. So it will analyze in the backend against all the clauses, against where the risks are, and it will bring it to you here. So this is your non-disclosure agreement. Earlier you saw the standard clauses that should be there. And first thing is we will look at all the missing fields, right, which are critical for an NDA. So this is kind of the user interface, how it will appear. And then we will, whatever the confirm fields that are there, the clauses that have issues, right? So we will put it as, medium risk, high risk, and so on, so that you can concentrate on them. And then what are the things that are within the acceptable, so that if somebody asks, okay, these clauses are there, these are missing, or we can do. Then on the suggestions pane, for all those things that we have, we will have the suggested clauses. So if the lawyer or the GC accepts it, it will go and embed that clause into the Word document that we have. Of course, there, if you want, you can still edit it, because in a specific case, it may be, the 2 years, it becomes 3 years or something like that. So you can either wish to accept or to reject the proposal. And based on that, you see the KPIs on top. So, present, missing, all those kind of things. So it will go on. So this will be kind of version 1. So obviously you will be sending it to your counterpart, and they will add some clauses. So then we upload that one and we can get it done again. Similarly here, after you have put everything, you can do a recheck of the document to see how much more needs to be completed. So that whole iterative process that you have done with you plus your supervisor or your team now automatically can be handled by an AI solution. Main thing is, you know what happens, right? We say check 10 of the clauses, and then 8 gets done, and then we send it and we sign it. And then, there are missing clauses, missing things that were not done. One important thing is this system will show you how much more is missing when you do the recheck. So that is one example. So this is kind of a very simple demo interface that we have, not the real product interface. And of course, we can build it to the specification that you want. So that's a commitment that we have. So with that, let's go into the second one. Second one is actually if it has gone into kind of litigation, and this whole case knowledge is being built up. So from the first, whatever the event over the years that would have happened. So all these documents, what we do is obviously there's a case ID. We keep it in one particular place. And what it does is it's a bit different from the earlier one. This is basically how we can look at, what are the extract, what are the details without going through manually, document by document and highlighting and stuff like that. So how it will work is the user will query about a particular case with a case ID. It will extract all the information and it will return you in a structured way. Okay, these are the things that happen. It will also tell you the source references. Okay, it happened on this particular case date, it happened on this particular day, or whatever the sessions that you have. And of course, what about the supporting documents? So it could be reports, land deeds, CCTV, images. It doesn't matter what the source type is, as long as it's a digital one, as long as you can take a picture of it, you can kind of attach and tag it into that case. So these are some of the slides that we have. So basically, you can come and request for the case ID, and then you can request for in the first one is just requesting for the case ID and the information. Then you will see all the details extracted on the left hand side. It will say, okay, what this is involving and what happened, so that very quickly you can get that information. And then finally, when you want to pull out all the images or evidence documents that you have, which is in the system, it will give it to you in this thumbnail form. And when you click it, obviously, it will give you a full size kind of a thing. So what this will do is it will make easy for anyone to query questions about a legal case, extract the information so that you can prepare for the next submission or whatever that you're going to do. You have access to all the measures in one place. You're not, going through kind of a large file or maybe 10 boxes of files that you have, and you can pick up the relevant information. So from here, you can take this into a Word document or whatever that you're doing, extract all the images if you want into a pen drive so that you can present it. Whatever that you want can be done from here. So these are the kind of two things that we wanted to show from a capability perspective so that you can understand, okay, this is what AI can do, and it will give you some credibility or give us some credibility for all those use cases that we have kind of an AI solution. So this is what we wanted you all to see from a demo or a capability perspective. So I hope these two will help you to understand what AI can do and see how AI can help you, uh, get back that time that you are really put on review and all those things, and to come up to, making new clauses, strengthening your agreements, reducing the business risks, and of course, winning contracts and closing contracts faster. So that's the whole objective, and I hope this is a sneak peek into what our solutions can do. Yes, Sonali, over to you.
Thank you. So I guess all the things, all the use cases that we have shown you is very clear. So now my next question. So we saw the solutions, okay, but the pain points are okay, use cases are almost okay. So where can we start? You're on the right track. So this is the right place to discuss that point. So when it comes to ZILLIONe, so we always position ourselves as a frontier organization where we always understand where and how and what's the most ideal approach to give to our customers when it comes to implementation or addressing a specific pain point. So AI transformation and consulting is kind of a domain that we are looking into, and all these use cases, all these solutions, and all the ones that we are showing right now comes from the fundamental of consultation. So right now, what you can see here is our framework that we suggest for you all if you are planning to get our guidance to help adapting your in-house legal teams to AI. Now, let me go through each and every phase in brief. So our consultation will be starting from a pre-meeting session where we understand the mutual fit and we understand the AI readiness of you, and also we understand the business context. So we know exactly where to start. So I'm certain that in the audience there can be a specific set of individuals who might already have the requirements in their head, but there can be a set of other individuals who are wondering where to start. So for the people who are wondering where to start and I don't know exactly where to use AI within my legal team, so the right place to start is from a discovery session. So that means that so our consultancy approach is not a sequential, it doesn't work sequentially, so you can, it has different exit and entry gates, so you can start from any stage and you can move at your own pace. So if you don't know exactly where to start and if you don't know exactly where to start and if you're wondering like how to use adapter, as I said before, you can definitely start from a discovery. But if you have a particular requirement saying like okay, so we have this legal set of documents and I want to I want to use AI to review it, of course we can simply jump into implementation and we can guide you through providing you with a solution, a working solution release. So all these phases is a framework that we offer to all our customers despite of whatever the industry, whatever the domain they are. So since our webinar is purely focusing on legal and all our audience is from a legal perspective, I think this consultancy approach will be the right fit for you all to start with. Because when it comes to use cases, as I mentioned you previously, there can be multiple use cases, multiple pain points, but prioritizing the ones which has the highest business impact and trying to solve them using AI will be a better approach rather than taking whatever the solution it is and trying to uh, uh, trying your team, like getting your team to adapt to that particular solution. So uh, is simple. This is our consultancy framework, and you can start whatever the phase that you want to start. So, ZILLIOne can help you all at any phase. So, we are there to guide you through this entire framework. So, I'll move into the next one. So, I'm quite certain that consolidation is kind of very new term for you all because majority of the IT industry, the companies within Sri Lankan market, is there to solve every problem using a solution. But I think, as I said before, like we are not into providing you with a solution, but we are there to understand. We are there to guide you to where to start. So consultation is critical because of that. Because you need to understand the right problem. Because you can't replace everything with AI. Even a solution, you can't use AI to solve each and every problem. You can't use solutions to do everything. So the right problems will be identified under our consultation approach. And right at the beginning, I told you that we are always looking from a compliance first lens. So governance will be there from day one. So there's nothing to be worried of exposing your data or solutions. All your data and solutions will reside within your tenant. And also build around your workflows. So all our solutions, whatever the solution or tool that we suggest, will be designed around the existing workflows. There can be different approval process and there can be different risk frameworks and there can be different compliance frameworks that you are handling inside your legal teams. So we are not taking anything externally. We are not going to replace any of your approval workflows. So it's just about how we are going to address those using AI. And we are not committing anything. So we always make sure that we have the clarity before engaging with any of our customers. So all whatever the engagement that we do with you all, either it's discovery or implementation, we always make sure that our engagement provide clarity before a commitment. So this consultation output is always yours to keep, right? So as I said before, you can start the discovery and you can go for a solution briefing for another vendor. So that's totally fine. So if you wish that we will be doing the consultation and the implementation from us, of course we are welcoming you. We can do the entire thing for you. So as I said, you have different entry and exit gates. You can decide where to choose, where to start, and where to drop. So that being said, so that's why consolidation is a critical step. So for you all to keep in mind, identifying the right problem at first will help you all to adapt into AI more faster than ever. So I think that's the whole coverage of the webinar. So I would like to open the floor for your questions if you have any. So the chat option is there, and you can just drop your questions if you have anything to ask from us.
If you prefer to ask it verbally, please unmute your mic and you can ask the question there too, because I know some things it's difficult to type it in a kind of a logical sequential method. So please feel free to open your unmute yourself and ask questions. Please feel free to ask any questions. And Shari, we are always available after the session also. We can, have an online session or come and meet you if the questions are kind of too, uh, how can I say, too private or, too confidential for your organization and you don't want to ask it in a kind of a public forum. So this is our information. You can just scan that QR code. We will drop this information also in the chat so that you all can contact us after this webinar. I understand it's all sensitive. You don't want to say how your legal process work or the bottlenecks that you have. So no worries on that. If you have a generic question, please drop it in the tab in the chat. Fantastic. I think there are no questions. So just we would like to have some feedback, guys, from you. What you feel about these kind of solutions, especially in the context of the Sri Lankan market with your experience. So please, if you can leave a comment in the chat whether you feel these are useful or it's still not applicable in the legal industry or in the legal environment that we have here. Would really like to hear some feedback on this session on what we have done. Or if you feel that, there are other areas that you want to see, just leave some comments for us, please.
Yeah. So see that you don't have much questions to ask. So I think yeah. But we'll just give another few more minutes for you all to come back with questions if you have. So we have around 50 minutes left in the webinar. So you can please feel free to ask any questions if you have anything. So in the meantime, if you feel that you have any sort of requirement or a particular use case that you want to discuss with us, so we would like to arrange a pre-meeting session with you all. So whoever is interested to discuss this in more detail and in kind of having a more open discussion with us. So please feel free to reach out to me via my email or through the contact number given in the slide, or you can simply scan the QR code and we'll be gathering your information and we will be contacting you right after the webinar. So I think that there are no more questions. Um, so yeah, so as I think now we will have a better understanding of how and what we deliver from Zillion. So unlike other solutions, we always make sure that customer has a right understanding of what they are going to implement and what the problems that they solve. So with that, I think we can wind up the webinar. So this will be just uh, a one aspect, a one particular webinar that we are doing for industry focus ones. But we are, and we do have some other upcoming webinars as well, where we'll be focusing on more domains, more industry specific use cases where you can you can convey this message to your other teams as well. So we'll be sharing the invoice, and our emails will be going out for you all each and every week. So we'll be addressing different set of use cases from different industries and domains. So like as we did for legal, there will be another ones coming in the in other weeks as well. So I think. If you feel that this session was useful for you all, please feel free to provide your feedback, and you can simply drop your feedback in the chat as well. So thank you so much everyone for joining. So I hope this session was insightful for you all, and we feel like we always make sure that we give the customer the right thing. So we look forward to engage with you all with this new initiative for legal teams. And thank you so much, Fokushan, Enrico, and Purnima from Zillion side for supporting to get this webinar done in a kind of very great way. And thank you for all the audience for joining. I know it's very I know the time is very strict for legal teams, but thank you so much for reserving your time to join the webinar. So Enrico, if you have anything to add, you can add it.
So thank you for joining and hope this session kind of gave you an insight onto where we can use AI. Do connect with us offline to see how we can take this engagement forward. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.